This video covers word problems with addition or subtraction of whole numbers. So first thing I want to talk about is how to translate from words into equations, right? So these are some of the common words you're going to see kind of standing in for some of those math operations, right? So if I say something is equal to each other, we could say, and we want to have an equal sign, right? We could say gives, yields, is the same as, is, was, will be. For addition, we have plus, more than, increased by. The one that tends to throw people for a loop the most is the sum, right? We're finding the sum of two numbers. For subtraction, we could have minus, less than, fewer, decreased by, right? Those are words meaning we're taking away. But in math, sometimes we call that the difference. Like, what's the difference of 5 and 3? Well, they have a difference of 2, right? If we're looking at them on the number line. So difference is the one that kind of trips folks up. When it comes to multiplication, we have times, product. That's the mathy word, right? When I want to multiply two things, I'm finding their product. We could say twice. That means I'm multiplying by 2. I could even say thrice. I hope I spelled that right. That means multiplying by 3. For division, the one that tends to throw people for a loop is quotient. When I'm dividing two numbers, I am finding their quotient. So now we kind of have a baseline for how to translate from words into equations. What are the steps to solving word problems? A lot of students don't like word problems. They're really applied, and it is translating from English to math, but there's some easy steps to kind of help us work this out. So first, steps to solving a word problems. We want to, 1, read the word problem carefully. What is it missing? What is it asking for? What do we need to find? Second, we need to assign a variable to represent the unknown value if needed. If you are looking at the number of socks and the number of t-shirts, some good variables would be like S and T. Otherwise, pick an X, but make sure that you know what each variable stands for. Sketch it out. Do you need to make a table or a graph or a drawing, right? It could be the ugliest, little drawing. I'm not here to judge your art skills, but I would suggest that you sketch it out. Next, you want to write an equation using your variable expressions. That's if you decided that you needed to assign a variable. Solve your equation and state your answer. When it comes to stating an answer, I want you to think about, does it seem reasonable? When math professors and others are writing these math textbooks and these math problems, we want it to seem reasonable. We want it to make sense. The cheeseburger didn't cost $55. They were not driving 125 miles per hour, right? It did not take them 7 hours to walk one block, right? Your answer should seem reasonable. So check it with your gut that the answer does seem reasonable. Again, always keep track of units. And lastly, we'll check our answers. So let's look at 2 simpler examples. So Greg biked 854 miles, and Ivan biked 540 miles. How many fewer miles did Ivan bike? So Ivan biked less miles. Fewer, that kind of keys me in like subtraction, right? So if I want to know how many fewer miles Ivan biked, I would want to take the number of miles Greg biked minus the number of miles Ivan biked, and maybe write miles. So we, again, don't forget our units. And that would give me 314 miles. So Ivan biked 314 miles less than Greg. Example 2. So Treevale High School bake sale made $336. I feel like that's pretty successful. Oh wait, never mind. Hale High School's bake sale made $866. Oops. So how much less did Treevale High School's bake sale make? Again, what we want to do, because it's the word less, is we are going to be wanting to use subtraction. right? I want to know how much less Treevale made. So I'm going to take the amount that Hale High School made, again, keeping track that this is dollars. They made $866. And I'm going to take away from that or subtract $336. And that would give me a difference, again, another subtraction word, of $530. So they made, so we could say that Treevale, and you don't have to write this in a sentence, but it can be helpful. Treevale made $530 less than Hale.